2018 Škoda Octavia Hatchback Review. The good points of Škoda Octavia Hatchback: impressive building, spacious boot, generous kit levels, lots of rear legroom. The bad points of Škoda Octavia Hatchback: non-VRS models are dull to operate a vehicle. No hybrid option. Bland interior. Still some brand image issues. The Škoda Octavia is a little of a jack of all trades car, covering numerous bases for audience. There's this hatchback, the Octavia Estate, the Octavia RS, as well as the Octavia Scout. Offering the amount of space you'd anticipate finding in such as a Ford Mondeo or Vauxhall Insignia Grand Sport, the Octavia actually competes using the Ford Focus, Vauxhall Astra and Honda Civic with regards to price. Latest news: Škoda Connect blends with Amazon Alexa. Buy Škoda Octavia cars available. That does mean it takes on in-house VW Group products including the Volkswagen Golf and Seat Leon, together with good value alternatives such as Hyundai i30 and Peugeot 308. The Octavia range was handed an update in 2017, using a fresh front end with distinctive new lights and tweaked bumpers. As you move, the inside received a new trims plus a larger standard 8.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system distributed to other VW Group products, having an upgraded 9.2-inch version available being an option. Attractive variety of Škoda Octavia engines, but no hybrid yet. Škoda affords the Octavia, which has a competitive collection of conventional turbocharged petrol and diesel engines. Arguably by far the most interesting, which is the 1.0-liter 3-cylinder TSI. Available that has a 6-speed manual or 7-speed DSG automatic transmission. There's a helpful 115 horsepower on tap, while average fuel economy is rated at an extraordinary 58.9 miles per gallon. Other motors add the usual SP watch of merely 1.6 and 2.0-liter turbodiesel engines, as well as a 150 horsepower 1.4-liter petrol competent at 0.62 miles per hour in 8.1 seconds. Performance: Škoda Octavia VRS models add flair. Adding on the Octavia's broad spectrum of abilities would be the Performance VRS versions. Available with the 184 horsepower 2.0-liter diesel or even a 2.0-liter petrol producing 230 horsepower or 245 horsepower, all deliver an outstanding blend of practicality, pace and fuel efficiency. All versions can be found in 6-speed manual and 7-speed DSG automatic forms, as the diesel is additionally available with optional all-wheel drive. Škoda's quickest car as of yet, Octavia VRS 245. Despite a normal petrol-engined Octavia VRS being uprated to 230 horsepower during the time of its 2017 facelift, there were still space above it with an even faster model. Enter the Octavia VRS 245 with, you guessed it, minus 245 horsepower. Available exclusively, that has a revised version from the 2.0-liter turbocharged TSI engine and also the option of 6-speed manual or possibly a 7-speed DSG automatic gearboxes. This would be the top-performing Octavia. In fact, it's the fastest production Škoda, full stop. Exceptional practicality over rivals. One in the Octavia's most impressive traits is its exceptional luggage capacity and room for passengers. Boot space is more than its rivals at 580 liters using the rear seats set up and 1,580 liters together folded down. In fact, there's a whole lot space. The Octavia could possibly be seen as being a legitimate rival to cars inside class above, including the Ford Mondeo and Vauxhall Insignia Grand Sport. Within the cabin itself you will discover storage cubbies aplenty, plus there's obviously any good handy ice scraper from the fuel cap. Skoda Connect with Amazon Alexa. In May 2018, Skoda announced what has Connect multimedia system, which features for the Octavia hatchback, will interface with Amazon's Alexa virtual personal assistant. This means you'll be able to ask Alexa certain questions to find things out about your Octavia hatchback. For example, it is possible to check options: left headlights on, what are the maximum ranges to use your current fuel level, as well as where you've parked the car. The verdict: the Octavia is really a talented all-round family car offering great value on account of reasonable prices, a massive, high-quality cabin and many engines and trim levels and a collection of body styles. It's not exciting, but it really gets the job done without the fuss. If you would like to jump in an automobile and demolish a 500-mile journey a single hit, then this would be the car to suit your needs. Not bad if you think how great value this is. Skoda Octavia hatchback review. Frugal choice of engines available. 3-cylinder 1.0-liter petrol being offered. High-performance VRS models add excitement. The Octavia's engine range consists of 4 petrol and diesel engines with varying power outputs. In addition to this, the sports-oriented VRS models add a more powerful diesel option and standalone 2.0-liter petrol. Strong and frugal diesels. The Octavia comes with a choice of 2 diesel engines in 1.6 and a couple of .0-liter TDI forms. Both are available using the optional 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox and standard 6-speed manual. As with the 2017 facelift, the 115 horsepower 1.6-liter TDI replaces the earlier 110 horsepower engine. It provides same power because 1.0-liter petrol, but produces much more torque, minus 250 Nm over 200 Nm. That means the 1.6-liter diesel feels noticeably stronger when accelerating in the high gear, which is better suited to motorway driving. It's noisy on startup, though, and remains while accelerating, coming from a standstill. Acceleration is rated at 10.1 seconds to 62 miles per hour, 10.1 to the DSG version. Move up to your 150 horsepower 2.0-liter TDI and 0.62 miles per hour times are slashed to 8.4 seconds, 8.5 to the DSG. It's quieter out partying than the 1.6-liter and more pulling power at higher speeds, however there's little to entice enthusiastic drivers. Punchy petrols. As of May 2016, the mainstream Octavia petrol engines appear in 1.0 TSI and 1.5-liter TSI Evo guises. The former replaces the previous 110 horsepower 1.2-liter unit, whilst the latter can be an upgraded version with the previous 140 horsepower 1.4. An optional 7-speed DSG automatic can be obtained on all engines, in addition to the standard 6-speed manual. The base 115 horsepower 1.0-liter TSI is borrowed from inside the Volkswagen Group, also featuring inside the Golf and Leon sister cars. It's a 3-cylinder unit though offers reasonable performance, accelerating from 0.62 miles per hour in 9.9 seconds, 10.0 while using optional 7-speed DSG automatic fitted. It's an impressively refined engine and seems to pull the Octavia in conjunction with little fuss, only struggling a feeling on steep hills. Those searching for more power likewise have the option of an 150 horsepower 1.5-liter TSI Evo engine. It's noticeably quicker compared to 1.0-liter, accelerating from 0-62 miles per hour in 8.1 seconds, 8.2 for your DSG, and pulls up hills with considerably more gusto. It sounds harsh when revved, however, and there's little character to entertain keen drivers. But with fuel shut-off technology and stop-start, it is usually considerably more economical versus the 1.4-liter model it replaces. Performance VRS models. For essentially the most performance available, Škoda now offers diesel and petrol VRS variants with the Octavia. All-wheel drive can be an optional extra for the former, while a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox is additionally available on both. The former is fitted while using same 2.0-liter TDI engine as the off-the-shelf models, however with power up to 184 horsepower. That's enough for just a 0.62 miles per hour duration of 7.9 seconds inside front-wheel drive model and 7.6 seconds in 4x4 DSG spec. All-wheel drive is only provided with DSG. The front-wheel drive only petrol is powered by the 230 horsepower 2.0-liter TSI engine, and accelerates from 0.62 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds in DSG or 6-speed manual form. A more powerful, more focused 245 horsepower 2.0-liter petrol model is a result of arrive in 2018 and will also be sold alongside the 230 horsepower version. Performance choice: Škoda Octavia VRS 245. Using a revised version with the 2.0-liter TSI petrol found in the off-the-shelf VRS, this sportier model comes using the option of an 6-speed manual standard fit or perhaps optional 7-speed twin-clutch DSG automatic gearbox. Both have exactly the same performance figures, so what kind you choose depends heavily within the sort of driving you do and that you just prefer to use. In fact, though, the automatic feels quicker on account of its super smooth and fast gear shifts. The manual choices are exactly the identical as in the standard VRS, however the automatic transmission features a supplementary gear. This doesn't allow it to be any worse to push, however, the right gear is often available if left to its own devices. While the other setting does make box keener, dropping down a gear or two for fast acceleration, in addition, it shifts back quickly afterwards. We've found other VW Group cars such as Golf GTI or Seat Leon Cupra often hold onto low gears noisily for over necessary. This helps to make the Octavia an altogether more relaxing, but no less potent hot hatch. You're also capable of change gears with all the slightly diminutive paddles mounted further back on the steering wheel when you require greater control. These are plasticky and prepare a bit associated with an uninspiring clack though. The other key difference, in addition to the 15 horsepower power hike to 245 horsepower which drops the 0.62 miles per hour time to 6.6 seconds, is often a new exhaust system that sounds considerably more purposeful, without having to be too loud. It's a likable, addictive noise that we'd suggest any keen driver will appreciate. Predictable and stable drive lacks excitement. Compliant suspension manages UK roads nicely. Performance VRS model adds some spice. It's quite clear which the handling of normal Octavias prioritizes safety and stability. The Škoda is neither as poised nor as agile through corners being a VW Golf, Seat Leon or Ford Focus, but there's a powerful sense of security, even at higher speeds. Turn into a sharp bend and, because in the softer, comfort-orientated suspension there's a reasonable amount of lean through the body in the car. Even so, Grip levels are impressively high and invite the driver to cart plenty of speed throughout the corner. The steering setup also contributes towards the relaxed but stable nature on the handling, remaining consistent and neutral in any way speeds. Adaptive suspension available for your Octavia. Should customers wish, they could also spec dynamic chassis control DCC from same models upwards, allowing the driving force to tweak the suspension settings between comfort, normal and sport modes. It's exactly the same system as that seen on other Volkswagen Group products, for example the Audi A3, and, together with drive modes which can be standard on C grade and above, it can help tailor the driving experience. Despite its quantities of practicality, the Octavia can be surprisingly very easy to park, although we'd still recommended the acoustic rear sensors standard on C and above. Octavia VRS models handle in the similar vein, yet having a dash of added excitement thanks on the extra power and revised sports suspension. Once again, it's not one of the most involving they are driving. You're not blessed with plenty of feedback through the tire, but as being a high-performance family car driven automobile every day it excels. The keen driver's choice, Škoda Octavia VRS 245. Equipped with uprated brakes with an electrically controlled differential about the front axle, the very best Octavia they are driving quickly will be the VRS 245. While the former upgrade helps slowing the vehicle down, aforementioned measures out torque accurately with the idea to front wheel to be sure no wheel spin for the exit of corners. It simply bites and pulls the Octavia out or possibly a bend in virtually any situation, and definitely you must be traveling far quicker than is reasonable around the road to challenge this car's traction levels. We were impressed with that this 245 differs from your lower-powered VRS, a great deal so that should you like driving fast, this would be the model to get. Logical layout and excellent construction. Lacks the premium finish of equivalent Golf. Excellent touchscreen standard on CL and above. Skoda interior quality comes on the lot in recent times, as displayed with the logical, welled-out cabin from the Octavia. It's quite a bit less premium to be a Golf. The types of materials used aren't as expensive feeling, but there's no doubting the construction or functionality. Everything feels tightly screwed together and effective at withstanding the worst of the children and family pets must throw in internet marketing. One and the biggest differences towards the cabin from the 2017 facelifted model will be the multimedia touchscreen. The 8.0-inch Amundsen unit standard fit on CL models is considerably more sensitive to inputs than anything previously designed for a Skoda. Upgrade on the Columbus system along with the 9.2-inch touchscreen is a bit more impressive still. Setup lack of physical buttons is usually a curious omission. Elsewhere the seats and driving position are judged, plus there's a lot of adjustment from the steering wheel. The space around the gear lever is a little of a letdown on automatic models, however. The gear stick itself looks dated and awkward. As you move the cutouts showing which gear is engaged are far better. Sportier VRS designs have a plusher feel, boasting full Alcantara suede sports seats, ambient lighting as well as a racy-looking flat-bottom tire as standard. Impressive although not perfect all-round ride comfort. Struggles over large bumps or badly broken road surfaces. Motorway cruising manners are among best lawn mowers of class. As mentioned in side handling section, the Octavia standard suspension certainly favors comfort over sportiness. The upshot of this can be a car which displays an impressively refined ride quality for that majority from the time, experience in uneven country roads and hard-worn motorway surfaces without difficulty. It only comes undone when driven on the pothole, or number of major cracks or imperfections inside the road. While the most effective riding cars will absorb the impacts, the Octavia's chassis often becomes overwhelmed and sends sharp uncomfortable judders into your cabin, even for the standard 16-inch wheels. It's not the end from the world, but does noticeably affect an otherwise impressive ride. You can spec dynamic chassis control DCC to conquer this. There's an acceptable quantity of wind noise at speed, especially from your door mirrors, yet it's well below the threshold internet marketing overly intrusive or annoying. It helps increase the risk for Octavia, an amazing motorway cruiser, a time at which both diesel engines feel happiest. They can be just a little noisy out partying, but start a family nicely once nearly speed. The petrols meanwhile remain quiet and refined whatsoever speeds. The standard cloth seats on SNC spec are happy and reasonably supportive, yet customers may wish to upgrade to CL trim to the improved Alcantara and leather upholstery. The material is much nicer, together with added side support is helpful. A quick footnote: within the VRS 245, we found the ride quality on adaptive suspension-equipped versions to get unacceptably firm using the heavier DSG automatic gearbox. The manual model was somewhat bumpy but agreeable, whereas the automobile was surprisingly uncomfortable over rough surfaces. Larger wheels, just like the 19-inch alloys you may have fitted to your VRS models, also contribute a fair little road noise around the motorway. 5 trim levels from S to VRS. Aircon and Bluetooth standard on all. Plenty of optional extras to pick from, too. The Octavia's rivals have caught up in recent times when at degrees of equipment, but there's still plenty to savor, especially inside the higher spec models. Standard Skoda Octavia hatch equipment. S. The base Octavia trim level has most on the necessary kit, as well as a couple of nice gadgets included too. This includes an 8.0-inch Bolero multimedia touchscreen, aircon, Bluetooth phone connectivity, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, 16-inch alloy wheels, 2 ISOFIX child seat fittings from the rear. Moving approximately trim bags you additional goodies. Cruise control, dual zone climate control, rear parking sensors, voice control, height adjustable driver and passenger seats, adjustable drive modes. CL. The hottest trim around the Octavia range, CL provides virtually all the kit you'll ever need plus scope for just a few choice optional extras. 17-inch alloy wheels, Alcantara and leather upholstery, Wi-Fi hotspot, full LED headlights, high beam assist, autonomous emergency braking, an umbrella in the passenger front seat, 8.0-inch Amundsen multimedia touchscreen with sat-nav, Lorne and Clement. The flagship spec about the Octavia, Lorne and Clement improves CL spec by having an impressive variety of gadgets and gizmos. Adaptive cruise control, 9.2-inch Columbus multimedia system with sat-nav, premium Canton head unit, electrically adjustable front seats, heated front seats, heated tire, keyless entry and ignition, lane departure warning. VRS. Opt for one in the VRS models along with the equipment is upgraded to suit the performance. 18-inch alloy wheels, full LED headlights, front sports seats, Ambient lighting. Drive mode selection. Optional Škoda Octavia hatch extras. Much from the optional equipment within the Octavia can be obtained as standard around the Lauren and Clement, or perhaps the SAL models. However, you will find some toys which even top-spec model doesn't offer as standard. Frequently get clearing your frozen windscreen inside the morning. The Octavia could be optioned up having an electronically heated windscreen, just such as the back window on lesser cars. Heated rear seats may also be an option. Dynamic chassis control, which allows the motive force to choose different suspension settings based on road conditions, is accessible as a standalone optional extra. Those who are planning to use their Octavia for towing a caravan also can find the optional trailer assist to be a handy bit of kit. Capable of guiding your caravan into a tight spot, it operates while using electric wing mirror adjustment switch. There's another number of different optional alloy wheel designs from which to choose. All ones are 18 inches in diameter. Solid, metallic and pearl effect exterior paint colors are available to complete the Octavia's looks. Strong safety credentials for your Octavia. Standard safety kit is comprehensive. You will add even more driver assistance systems. The Škoda Octavia scores well on Euro NCAP tests and boasts standard electronic stability control escape, around 9 airbags and also a suite of advanced crash protection technology, however much on the latter is available for an optional extra. This includes front assist with city emergency brake function, that could attempt to automatically bring the auto to a halt if this detects an impending collision. As of 2017, this too includes predictive pedestrian protection, which is efficient at applying the brakes and try and stop your vehicle if a person walks outside in front. Standard on SAL and Lauren and Clement grade cars, front assist is accessible as a cost option on all trim levels other than S. Another optional extra across all trim levels is Škoda's Screw Assistant that tightens the seatbelts. Appears to be accident seems inevitable. Adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition and high beam assist can also be available. The Octavia has become awarded a 5-star crash test rating by Euro NCAP. It boasts a lot of 93% for adult occupant protection and 86% for child occupant protection, although pedestrian protection was downgraded from a classic score of 82% to 66% in June 2013 after Škoda discontinued the conventional fitment associated with an active pop-up bonnet. ISOFIX child seat mountings are fitted as standard within the outer rear seats. Acres of passenger space inside Octavia. Boot is larger than each one of its rivals. Plenty of clever storage solutions too. The new Octavia also boasts more head, leg and knee room, and it'll easily accommodate 5 occupants in comfort. You'll also obtain the usual complement of storage spaces dotted throughout the car along with a sizable console bin that will hold a number of items. Additionally, there's a loading hatch inside the rear seats that acts just as one armrest while you are not storing stuff, and also a very useful net that's located within the parcel shelf to avoid smaller items rolling about. The Octavia hatchback's longer body means it includes more space than some of its similar lip-priced rivals. It's so large, actually, the Octavia Estate's boot is barely any bigger when loaded up for the parcel shelf. There's space for 4 and luggage, while a 5th will likely be comfy for shorter journeys. This all helps make the Octavia a great choice for families. The Škoda's boot capacity measures 590 liters, and that is massive whilst comparing it with rivals, Volkswagen Golf 380 liters, Ford Focus 316 liters, Honda Civic 420 liters and Vauxhall Astra 370 liters. The Octavia's boot is even bigger compared to the Ford Mondeo, which provides 541 liters of storage capacity. The only criticism is that you may fold the trunk seats down completely flat, but it is possible to still store a good amount of stuff in it even though they lie at the slight angle. Total loading capacity using the seats down is an outstanding 1,580 liters, an expansion of 125 liters above the previous model. The Octavia also carries a double-sided floor covering from the boot, plus there's another handy ice scraper in the filler cap which can be very handy.